Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Global Talent by ABC Book Quest for Charlotte's Web. This is session 3, so I hope you have all read where you are supposed to be reading up to right now before we jump into it. If you have not, hit pause here. Read what you are supposed to read so we don't spoil anything for you. What did you think? There's the wheel decide. You can click on that and do the activity there. What did you think about Wilbur's attempt to escape? Did you think he would be successful or did you think he would fail? What about Wilbur's first encounter with Charlotte? And could you connect it to any encounter you've had with a pet? Maybe you were surprised with a pet one day. Maybe you knew you were going to get, or maybe it was just a pet that you met along the way. How was your interaction? Have you ever met a pig? What did you think about Templeton? What kind of character do you think he is? Things to reflect on as you start to read or when you are reading. Chapter 3 summaries. Look at that face from the movie. I would always suggest you watch the movie after you read a book if it's available to you. The books are always so much better, although Charlotte's Web did do a great job with their movie. Wilbur enjoys Mr. Zuckerman's barn at first, as well as his visits from Fern. Who wouldn't love a visit from Fern? Over time, though, he starts to find that life on the farm can be a little redundant. It gets pretty boring. When Fern doesn't come, the crazy goose encourages Wilbur to escape. We all have a friend who sort of pulls us in directions that make us wonder, should we or shouldn't we? That internal conflict that we have within ourselves. Wilbur decides during the escape that he is much too little to be out in the world himself. So he tries, and then he has a realization inside, right? The internal conflict comes to light, and he goes, this isn't for me. I'm not safe doing this. I want to go back to my home. Wilbur is very happy to be caught by Mr. Zuckerman and back into his pile at his barn. In chapter 4, we learned that Wilbur is forced to play inside with his barnyard friends due to the rain. He does, however, meet a new friend, Mr. Templeton, the not so crafty little rat, right? Rat has a negative connotation to it. Connotation is the way a word makes us feel, right? Holidays usually make us feel happy. Getting in trouble, detention at school doesn't make us feel so good. When we hear rat, we don't necessarily think of something positive, do we? And he's living up to his name in the book. Wilbur realizes none of his friends are interested in playing with him. How sad would that be? Right? And here he is, the little runt, little pig. He wants to play. Nobody wants to play with him. Heading into the night, a sad pig, a voice from the dark, asks if he would like a friend. Ooh, interesting. A voice from the dark. Usually dark we associate with negative in stories. Spiders, I associate with negative. I'm not a fan. In chapter 5, Wilbur can barely sleep all night in excitement of meeting his new friend. The barnyard animals get angry at Wilbur for trying to meet his new friend so early in the morning. How dare you wake us up? Finally, she comes out of the darkness and introduces herself as Charlotte, a very friendly spider. Now, how many of you thought when you got to this point in the story that the spider was going to be good? How many of you thought at this point in the story with the darkness, it's a spider, a voice calling out that the spider's not going to work out so well for Wilbur? Wilbur is shocked to see how she eats her food and worries if he can be friends with something so bloodthirsty. Excellent words to describe the characters in this book. And I hope you start to realize the intentions of Charlotte as well as Wilbur and Templeton along the way. On the wheel decide here, you're going to figure out, you're going to look about point of view, right? Point of view, the way in which a story is being told, right? Does everyone see the world the same? What do you think? Does everyone see the world differently? Or do you believe that no matter where we live in the world, we can view things similarly and we can view things differently, yet we can still get along. Something to think about. What is point of view? Come up here, click on your video to watch a really cute video on point of view. Okay, it describes what point of view is, as well as discusses the types of point of view that authors use. There's first, second, and third person point of view. It is a literary element that is very crucial in the telling of stories, right? For first person, I, we, us, me. We are inclusive when the story is being told. I am inclusive. Second is when the reader, when you as the reader, the narrator is talking to you, uses the word you. Third person is the narrator knows the thoughts and emotions of one character, and the author uses pronouns like he, she, they, it, them. In third person omniscient, the narrator knows all the emotions of the characters and is seeing all. What point of view is Charlotte's Web being told in? And how do you know? In your breakout, discuss it, talk about it. How do you know? Find evidence in the text that tells you which point of view it's being told in before you come to the answers on the next slide. Perseverance. Perseverance, I think, is something all little kids are born, or all little kids have. They never want to give up, right? When the going gets tough, the tough get going. There's a video here on perseverance that I encourage you to watch. So you should pause right now and watch the movie. Welcome back. Perseverance is working hard even when things are difficult. It's that feeling that you're never going to give up. We can all feel something at some point in our life where we don't want to give up, even when it's hard. As a teacher, I know I feel that. Things are really hard, but I'm never going to give up. As a mother, I certainly feel that. In sports growing up, I certainly felt that. And in school, even in friendships, when friendships get difficult, when friends are worth fighting for, you don't give up, right? What about with Wilbur, this little pig? And then think about it with Fern. How does Wilbur show perseverance? Here's a little pig who decides that he's not going to give up, even though the rest of his world, the rest of the friends in the barn, they don't really want to play with him, right? Wilbur shows perseverance by surviving his transition from living on the farm, brand new place. Remember, he was going to be killed until he was saved, and he doesn't want to give up in this relationship that he seems to be forming with his one and only true friend right now, Charlotte, the spider. We want you to sit back and reflect upon how can you persevere through something difficult in your life? How can you decide that this is so important to me in my life, I am not giving up, no matter what challenges are being thrown at me? Think about it. To go a step further, instead of just thinking, journal it. I love writing. I love formal writing. I especially love informal writing. Write about it. Write about a specific time you never gave up. This is an amazing chart. One I think I should print out and hang up in my kids' either the toy room or their bedrooms. Never give up. Work hard at your goals. And ladies and gentlemen, this is not just for kids. This is for adults too. This is something I should be reflecting upon too, as a mom, as a human, as a teacher. Set goals you want to achieve them. And if you don't, can you adjust it in any way? Never be afraid. Never be shy. Never not want to know the answer. Always ask for help. Look for a way to try things differently. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And learn from the mistakes that you make along the way. There's always a lesson to be learned from a mistake, always. Vocabulary, relieved, to make easier. Vanish, to become invisible, to go missing. Breakout room activity. Share with your group one thing you have learned during this session and tell your group what you think is going to happen in the upcoming chapters. I get excited because this is a skill that I try to teach my students as well in the middle school. Make predictions. Predictions keep you engaged. Predictions make you recall information and use what you know. They infer. They to think about what could be coming. And it's always exciting when your predictions come true. And when they don't come true, why did you believe your prediction to be true? What information in the text made you think that? Optional team chat topics. Would you like to do some more activities? Here are 3 guided reading questions that you should think about. Do you think that Fern has had to persevere through tough times as well? How do you know? Charlotte greets Wilbur the next morning by saying, "Salutations." What does that mean? And why do you think she said it? Do you see another word in salutations? What is one difficulty in your life you are going to try and persevere through? Remember, some of the greatest success stories with novels is when you can find a personal connection with a character or a setting or the plot in general. For next time, your mission, read chapters 6 and 7. Go slow with it. Enjoy it. Think, how have the characters and their changed since the beginning of the story? Character development is crucial in plot, right? Characters grow, or they should. Think, our word of wisdom for next session is friendship. Think about friendship between Wilbur and Charlotte. Do they have a good friendship? If you don't think they do, why not? Why not? And as always, reach out if you have questions, comments, or concerns. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, enjoy the reading. Bye.